Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope all of you are doing well. Welcome to Miss Maimuna's virtual classroom. I am here to teach you physics of grade 11. I hope you will enjoy learning with me. The coursework which we are going to follow in the academic session 2020 and 2021 is the test edition of the KPK board. The table of contents are: Unit 1 is about the measurement, Unit 2 is about the vectors and equilibrium, Unit 3 is about the motion and force, Unit 4 is about work and energy, Unit 5 is about the rotational and circular motion, Unit 6 is about the fluid dynamics, Unit 7 is about the oscillation, Unit 8 is about the waves, Unit 9 is about the physical optics, and the Unit 10 is about the thermodynamics. And in this session, we are going to learn about these 10 units. Some of the instructions I want to give you before starting our lesson is: make sure that you have a notebook and a pen or a pencil with you so that you can note down the important points during the lesson. And also make sure that you will maintain the physics file during this academic session, in which you will note down the classwork, the homework, and the important points of the unit. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, लेक्चर स्टार्ट करने से पहले कुछ अच्छी बातें मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहती हूँ, जिसमें सबसे पहले सूरह अलग की ये पहली आयत है: इकरा बिस्मि रब्बिकल लज़ी खलक, रीड इन द नेम ऑफ योर लॉर्ड हु हैज़ क्रिएटेड। आप लोग इस आयत के तर्जुमे से इस बात का अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हैं, ये पहली कुरानी आयत है जो कि नाजिल की गई थी, और इसमें जो इसका पहला लफ्ज़ है इकरा, मीन रीड, या अगर हम इसको उर्दू में इसकी ट्रांसलेशन देखें तो इकरा का मतलब है पढ़। तो इल्म हासिल करना हम सब पर फ़र्ज़ है और हमें इल्म को हासिल करने की जस्तजू अपने अंदर बनाए रखनी है ताकि हम अपनी ज़िंदगी को एक बेहतर तरीके से गुजार सकें। इसी तरह से एक हदीस जो कि इल्म हासिल करने की फजीलत से रिलेटेड है, रसूल अल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया, जो शख्स इल्म के जस्तजू में किसी राह का मुसाफिर हुआ, अल्लाह ताला इसके लिए जन्नत की राह आसान कर देते हैं। तो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आप इस हदीस से भी इस बात का अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हैं कि जन्नत हासिल करने के लिए हमें इल्म की जस्तजू अपने अंदर पैदा करना ज़रूरी है। हमें इल्म हासिल करना है ताकि हम जन्नत तक अपनी रसाई जो है उसको आसान बना सकें। इल्म को बढ़ाने के लिए जो दुआ हम कर सकते हैं वो कुछ इस तरह से है: रब्बी ज़िदनी इल्मा, ए मेरे रब मेरे इल्म में इजाफा फरमा। Now dear students, we are going to start our very first lecture of the e-learning for grade 11 physics, and we are going to start from the unit 1, which is about the measurement. And the learning outcomes of the today's lecture will be physics and its scope and system international. First of all, let's start physics and its scope. Physics is basically the branch of science that involves the study of the physical world in specific and the physical universe in general. And also in physics, we will learn about the matter, energy, and their relationship. Basically, physics deals with the very small element, which is an atom, and it also deals with the very large element which is the universe itself. So physics में हम छोटे से छोटे एलिमेंट को भी स्टडी करते हैं जो कि हमारे पास एटम है, और बड़े से बड़े एलिमेंट को भी स्टडी किया जाता है जो कि यूनिवर्स इटसेल्फ है. So physics basically is very important even if we do not study physics as our subject, but we depend on it for nearly everything. As from walking to driving a car, we depend on physics. From cooking to using a gadget, we depend on physics. From cutting a tree to building a new house. Also, the physicists investigate the motions of the electron and the rockets. They also investigate the energy in the sound waves, the energy in the electrical circuits. They also study about the structure of the proton and the structure of the universe. Physics is also called the fundamental science because it is the base of the other sciences such as the chemistry, astronomy, geology, and biology. So all the other natural sciences stem from physics. And also the physics provides so many vital discoveries such as the laser, the television, radio, computer technology, internet, the study of the DNA, and the nuclear weapons. And physics also contributes to the technological infrastructure and provides the trained personnel needed to take advantage of scientific advances and discoveries. Now we will learn about the system international. The International System of Units, which is abbreviated as SI, is a scientific method of expressing the magnitudes or the quantities of important natural phenomena. In physics, the quantities must be defined and measured. For example, अगर आप किसी शॉप पे जाते हो और आप शॉपकीपर से कहते हो that you need half an apple, so that half an apple could mean you are asking half of an apple. It also means that you need half kilogram of an apple, or it can also mean that you need the half dozen of an apple. So अगर आप just शॉपकीपर से इतना कहेंगे कि आपको हाफ एप्पल रिक्वायर्ड है, so you are not transferring the full information to the other person. So he may get confused that what you are asking for. So you must have to define the quantity and also its measurement. Like either you need in actual half of an apple, or you need half kilogram of an apple, or half dozen of an apple. So in physics, the magnitude, the numerical value, and the units are important. And all the physical quantities that we can measure are called the physical quantities. All the measurable quantities are called the physical quantities. हर वो क्वांटिटी जिसको हम मेजर कर सकते हैं, जिसका न्यूमेरिकल मैग्नीट्यूड होता है और यूनिट होता है, ऐसी क्वांटिटीज जो है वो फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज कहलाती हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, वी कैन मेजर लेंथ, वी कैन मेजर टेम्परेचर, we can measure the amount of force, we can measure the amount of pressure. So all the measurable quantities are known as the physical quantities. And each physical quantity consists of the numerical magnitude and the unit. In earlier times, the scientists around the world were using the different systems of units such as the MKS system, which includes the meter, kilogram, and the second, CGS system, which includes the centimeter, gram, and second, and the FPS system, which includes the foot, pound, and second. But these systems of units were not complete. These only include the 3 units in them, and these units were so confusing to transfer the experimental data from one part of the world to the other, from one country to another country. So in 1960, an international committee agreed on this single system for the whole world, and the system's official name is System International, or the International System of the Units. And according to this System International Units, 7 base quantities were given, the 7 base units. And following are the 7 base quantities along with their units, with their symbols and their names. And the base quantities are length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. And their respective units are meter, kilogram, second, ampere, Kelvin, mole, and candela. Dear students, remember one thing: while solving the numericals, we will always convert the given unit in terms of the SI unit if not written in SI unit, so that we get the correct answer in our result. And from these 7 base units, we can derive unlimited numbers of the derived quantities and their units. The derived units are the units which are associated with the derived quantities. So a quantity and its unit is obtained and developed from base quantities and their respective units without giving any consideration to the directional properties. And some of the derived quantities and their units are area, which is measured in terms of the square meter; volume, which is measured in terms of the cubic meter; speed or velocity, which is measured in terms of the meter per second; mass density, which is measured in terms of the kilogram per cubic meter; concentration of the molecules, which is measured in terms of the mole per cubic meter; and the mass concentration, which is measured in terms of the kilogram per cubic meter. So by using the base quantities, we can derive the base, the derived units from the base units. So dear students, base units की help से उनको multiply करके, divide करके हम किसी भी derived quantity के units को आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं, हम उसको लिख सकते हैं derived unit को in terms of the base unit. Now the third kind of the unit are the supplementary units. The supplementary units are basically the pure geometrical units, and it includes the 2 types of the units. The number 1 type is the radian, which is used to measure the plane angle. Now, what does the plane angle mean? The plane angle means the angle which is formed by the 2 radii of the circle in the 2 dimensions. Dear students, जब भी हमें 2 dimensions में angle को measure करना होता है, हम उसको in terms of degree measure कर सकते हैं, हम उसको in terms of radian measure कर सकते हैं, या हम उस angle को in terms of revolution measure कर सकते हैं. अब तक जो हम एंगल्स को मेजर करते आए हैं वो हम डिग्री में मेजर करते थे, लेकिन अब एक न्यू यूनिट जो कि आपके साथ इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं वो सप्लीमेंट्री यूनिट्स में से रेडियन कहलाता है. और रेडियन को किस तरह से डिफाइन किया जाता है? 1 radian is the angle subtended at the center of the circle by an arc with the length equal to the radius of the circle. एंगल जो है वो 1 रेडियन के इक्वल उस केस में होता है जब आर्क लेंथ इस सर्कल के रेडियस के इक्वल हो. उस केस में जो ये इन दो रेडियाई के दरमियान जो एंगल फॉर्म करेगा that will be named as the 1 radian. Now we will study the relation between the radian and the degree. So dear students, in one complete rotation in a circle there are 360 degrees, and the formula which we are going to find out the number of radians in general, it is given by the arc length divided by the radius of the same circle. So in one revolution there are 360 degrees. So now let's find out how many radians are there in one revolution. So the number of radians in one revolution can be given by the circumference of the circle divided by the radius of the circle. And the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r while the radius is r. So same terms जो है वो cancel out हो जाएंगी and the number of radians in one revolution will come out to be 2 pi. And since one revolution is equals to 360 degrees, and also one revolution is equals to 2 pi radians, so we can equate 2 pi radian equals to 360 degree. And by dividing 2 pi on the both sides, we get 1 radian equals to 57.3 degrees. So in 1 radian, there are 57.3 degrees. And we can also equate 1 revolution equals 2 pi radian equals 360 degree to interconvert the units from one to another. And the second supplementary unit is steradian, and steradian is the unit which is used to measure the solid angle. Now the solid angle means the three-dimensional angle, and the three-dimensional angle is measured in the sphere. So the steradian is defined as the solid angle subtended at the center of the sphere by an area of its surface equal to the square of the radius of that sphere. So dear students, इसको हम किस तरह से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं? सॉलिड एंगल को मेजर करने के लिए स्टीरेडियन यूनिट जो है वो यूज किया जाता है, और स्टीरेडियन बेसिकली है क्या? इसमें स्फीयर को कंसिडर किया जाता है और उस स्फीयर में जो उसका सॉलिड एंगल है, थ्री डायमेंशनल एंगल है, जो कि बेसिकली एक कोन की शेप बनती है, उस एंगल को कैसे फाइंड आउट किया जाता है? वो एंगल 1 स्टेरेडियन के इक्वल तब होता है जब उस कोन का जो सरफेस एरिया है वो इक्वल हो जाए स्क्वायर ऑफ द रेडियस ऑफ द सर्कल, एंड द सरफेस एरिया of the closed sphere is equal to 4 pi r square. So by the definition of the steradian, we can write down the formula as the number of steradian in sphere is equals to the area of the sphere divided by r square, and it will be equals to 4 pi r square divided by r square, and again similar terms जो cancel out हो जाएंगी. So the number of steradian in a sphere will be equals to 4 pi. And for any kind of matter that forms a closed sphere will subtend 4 pi steradian at any of its interior point. Now dear students, we will solve example 1.1 from the book. The statement is, two connected gears are rotating. The smaller gear has a radius of 0.4 meter and the larger gear's radius is 0.7 meter. What is the angle through which the larger gear has rotated when the smaller gear has made one complete rotation? Now, first of all, we have to understand the statement. Statement में ये कहा गया है कि दो gears हैं, एक लार्ज है और एक स्मॉल है, और इन दोनों गियर्स का रेडियस जो है वो हमें गिवन है। हमें फाइंड क्या करना है, हमें वो एंगल फाइंड आउट करना है जो कि लार्ज गियर कवर करेगा, रोटेट करेगा जब स्मॉल गियर अपनी वन कंप्लीट रोटेशन कंप्लीट कर लेगा। So the things which are given are the larger gear's radius, which equals to 0.7 meter, the smaller gear's radius, which equals to 0.4 meter, and the angle of rotation for the smaller gear, which equals to 2 pi radian, since it is covering one complete rotation. So in radians, the angle of rotation will equals to 2 pi. And we have to find the angle of rotation for the larger gear. So dear students, first of all, we have to find out the distance for which the smaller gear has rotated so that it completes its one rotation. So from the formula of the radian, according to which the number of radians equals to the arc length divided by the radius of the circle. So the arc length will be equals to the radius of the circle into the number of radians or the angle rotated. So the radius of the circle is 0.4 meter. Multiply by 2 pi, so we get 0.8 meter. And now we have to find out the angle of rotation for the larger gear, which will be equals to the arc length divided by the radius of the larger circle or the gear. So the arc length, the distance which the larger gear has covered while the smaller gear completed its one rotation, was equal to 0.8 pi meter, while the radius of the larger gear is 0.7 meter. So by dividing the two terms, we get the angle of rotation for the larger gear, which comes out to be 3.6 radian. So dear students, इस क्वेश्चन में हमने आर्क लेंथ वाला फॉर्मूला या आप नंबर ऑफ रेडियंस वाला फॉर्मूला भी कह सकते हो, हमने इसको यूज किया ताकि हम एंगल ऑफ रोटेशन कैलकुलेट कर सकें फॉर द लार्ज गियर, जिसमें स्मॉल गियर अपनी वन कंप्लीट रोटेशन जो है वो कर चुका है। तो इसके लिए सबसे पहले हमने आर्क लेंथ कैलकुलेट करनी थी by using the radius of the small gear and the angle of rotation for the small gear, और इस arc length को हम सेकेंड फार्मूला में सब्सटीट्यूट करेंगे जिससे हम एंगल ऑफ रोटेशन कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं फॉर द लार्जर गियर, और जो एंगल हमें मिला है दैट इज 3.6 रेडियन. Now the extension exercise for this example is, what is the angle in degrees through which the larger gear has rotated? And dear students, you have to solve this extension exercise as your homework. Also, the rest of the questions as your homework are, why do we study physics? What is the importance of SI unit? And the assignment 1.1, which is given in your book on the page number 6. And this assignment 1.1 is, a pulley of radius 0.9 meter is used to lift a bucket from the well. If it took 3.6 rotations for the pulley to take water out of the well, how deep is water in the well? So you have to solve this question as your homework. And this is the end of the today's lecture. Thank you so much. I hope all of you have enjoyed the today's lecture. और आप सबको आज के लेक्चर के कॉन्सेप्ट्स जो हैं वो क्लियर हो गए होंगे. Still, if you have any kind of queries, you can write down your questions in the comment section. See you in the next lecture. Till then, take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.